Welcome back, Buff fans. This is the WT Coaches Show, and thank you for joining us. Today we have a special guest in the studio. No Jason Scotch, but we got the better half, Sarah Cartel of the coaching staff. And Coach, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. And big week last week. You went 3-0. Looks like your girls are just keep trucking.
Yep, they're just keeping on. It's you know, kind of the dog days of conference, and you know, we had a big weekend this past weekend. We had on the road at Lubbock Christian on Thursday, and I think this is the first year, and I think it was 3 years that we got out of there in less than 5 games. So that was a good win for us. Very competitive NAIA team, and then of course just wanting to get back at Tarleton State when they came into town, and we had the big Maroon Out game. There was tons of fans there. The girls went out and played great, defended our home, and got a good win.
And not only that, it looked like they were driven. That's something that Coach Scotch had been talking about last week, being driven. You lost that game to Tarleton, snapping the streak. You get a chance to get them back, and just talk about how important that was for Saturday for the girls' self-esteem.
I think it was something that we focused on a lot. I mean, I think that they're a great team. Tarleton is a great team. They play very emotional, and I think we're a little bit more even-keeled. We don't go up and down as much. And so trying to match that emotion that Tarleton brings every time is I think what we focused on. We knew that they were going to have some fans. They have some local kids on their team that want to come in and I think do well. So we had to be ready for that push, and they were very, very focused.
A big week for you this week. You're at home Thursday with Abilene Christian, that senior night. Then a showdown with Angelo State. Looking at the standings that I wrote chicken scratch here. You're
yes.
tied right at the top, so a huge week for the Lady Buffs.
Yes, it's going to be the top in the conference. We're going to be here, and we're excited about it. It was a hard road trip when we went to Abilene and Angelo earlier in the season. We just barely got out of there by the skin of our teeth. Angelo took us to 5 games, but we beat them at their place. I think they're going to be ready for us. Again, Abilene Christian's first. They want to beat us every time they play us, and the feeling is mutual. So I think the girls are just going to focus, you know, really on just one at a time. We have Abilene first on Thursday. We have Angelo after that, and you know, they're both good teams, and we're going to have to defend our home again.
Thanks again, Coach, for joining us. Good luck this week, and don't go away. We'll be talking Lady Buff soccer right after the break.
The wind can run, but it can't hide. See your High Country Chevy dealers.
This is the WT Coaches Show on the WT Sports Network. I'm your host, Cale Steeden. After a disappointing week for the Lady Buffs soccer, we have women's soccer coach Chad Webb in the studio with us. And Coach, before we get to the games, big relay for life last Friday. Kind of talk about that a little bit.
Sure, Cale. We have a young lady on our team, Kelsey Wright, who lost her mother to cancer. She had several forms of it. She lost her in January, and that motivated Kelsey to become active in the Relay for Life, which in turn led to the women's soccer team being active in the Relay for Life that was held last May or maybe in April, sorry, at the Buffalo Sports Park. So when she asked me this summer if we could do a game to promote Relay for Life in memory of her mother, I mean, you say of course, right? And so, it was a good experience. We wore our black shirts in honor of her mother, Cindy, and we had a face painter out there taking donations to Relay for Life, and we had some balloons that people could write notes on to loved ones. And then Johnny put a list of names on the scoreboard for us. We had a list of honorees, and we had a list of in memory of. And at halftime, Kelsey let the balloons go, so we kind of watched them float. You couldn't see them too much past the lights, but I've gotten a lot of feedback from the night, and it seems like there was a lot of people that appreciated our little women's soccer tribute to people that have been affected by that terrible disease.
And being a coach in a program like that and doing that for one of your girls, is that what you guys like to do? Is that just being there like a team?
Well, I mean, I think our team is very close, man. They love each other. What was sad is that, you know, Kelsey herself didn't get to play in the game because she had knee surgery just a couple weeks ago, and we've dealt with a lot of that this year.
Injuries have been your Achilles heel, no pun intended. A couple of rough games. Just kind of go over the weekend that was. Yesterday, a tough loss at home to Incarnate Warrior.
Yesterday was very tough because that win right there would have put us into the conference tournament for sure. Because if we would have beat Incarnate Word, then there's no way they could have caught us with points. So they're 1 point behind us now, so we need to win on Friday.
You still have a chance, though. You still have a chance to get in the conference tournament. You got a big week ahead. Just talk about what awaits for you this coming Friday.
Yeah, if we win on Friday, we'll be in the Lone Star Conference tournament for sure. We might be the bottom seed, but we'll be in for sure.
Thank you for joining us for this week's installment of the WT Coaches Show. Please check back next week for more WT Sports action. For the WT Sports Network, I'm Cale Steed.